You know, if she showed up like this to the Oz Does Ballroom, maybe she wouldn't have gotten laughed at. Hi guys, what is up? It's Karen, aka cakedbybabyk, and welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can tell, we're doing an elphaba inspired makeup tutorial for whatever occasion you may need an elphaba inspired makeup tutorial for. I recently went viral on TikTok and Instagram for riding a Swiffer to go see the Wicked movie, and a lot of people complimented my makeup, to which I am so appreciative. They also want to know a lot of the products I was using, so I thought it'd be fun to do a full in-depth tutorial. My take on elphaba, as you can tell, she's a little bit more contoured, a little bit more yassified, if you will. This is gonna be so fun. I hope this tutorial is helpful for anyone who wants to dress up as elphaba for whatever Wicked party or themed party, or for Halloween, because I know a lot of people are gonna want to be elphaba and Glinda for Halloween. Whenever you are finding this tutorial, I hope it helps. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so the number one question that I got asked was, what did I use for my green base? And I used this cream color case. This is from the brand CC Beauty Professional Cosmetics. I actually bought this off of Amazon. I believe it retails for $15. It's supposed to be a dupe for the Makeup Forever palette that is also cream color. This was back when I actually supported Amazon. I have had this palette for literal years, ever since I was in college. That's at least 6 years, but it's still holding on. The annoying thing about it is that it is cream, so you do have to set it down. It doesn't dry down on its own. However, if you are wanting something that dries down a little bit more, that's more water-based, I highly recommend the Snazaroo paints. They're super affordable, they're water activated, so they dry down more than these, and just using a spatula from any beauty supply store to slap it on my face. I always like to have some baby wipes handy to wipe off anything so my whole desk doesn't get green, and just taking a sponge and blending that out as I would any foundation. This is probably gonna take a while, so I'll be right back. All right, so the green is on. We're gonna do the brows next, and a lot of the comments that I got on the makeup say that they loved how much dimension the makeup had. You guys know I had to yassify elphaba a little bit. In the movie, there's some light contouring, there's some freckles, there's some embellishments, but I love a glam elphaba. So that is what we're going to do. I'm taking a black eyeshadow on an angled brush and just kind of filling in the brows. It already looks so much better. That before and after is crazy. The eyebrows really frame the face. Okay, now that the brows are on, we're going to start powdering the face down because, as you recall, this is cream and it will transfer. Look at my fingerprints there. Blend that out real quick. What I like to use in the middle of my face is a yellow brightening powder. This one is from Bobbi Brown. It looks kind of white in the pan in my camera, but it is pretty yellow. Just gonna take a puff and swirl it in there. Don't be shy because this is a hefty makeup look, so you're gonna need a lot of powder. And we're just gonna pack this on. This is gonna have a very nice brightening effect and work to give that dimension. And just a forewarning, this will feel like a million layers of makeup on your face because it is a million layers of makeup on your face. I'm gonna do the chin as well because I get extra oily there. And I'm basically employing the same techniques as I would a regular makeup look. Some people like to have that brightening effect like right in the center of their face, so that's where I'm brightening it with the green and the yellow. All right, now starting on the contour, I'm gonna take a green shadow. I'm gonna do this one from the Morphe Lisa Frank palette. This one's old, but any green eyeshadow will do, and I'm taking this on an angled brush. And we're just gonna kind of stamp where we would usually contour the face. And if you don't know where that is, suck your cheekbones in, and then you can kind of find that line, and you kind of want to blend that upwards. I know in the stage production, because of color theory, they use purple to contour elphaba in Act 2 because she has more of like the grungy, the more dark aesthetic going on. But because this isn't stage makeup, this is just for everyday shenanigans, I like to keep it monochromatic. I find that it's just a little bit easier to work with. And what this is doing is basically just setting all of that cream product down because this is a powder. You can already see just so much more dimension. And of course, we're gonna dust all of the bake in the middle of the face off. But of course, I like to carve out the jawline a little bit as well. Looking like a nice little froggy. All right, now we're going to dust off that bake in the center of the face. And I'm actually gonna go in with a yellow eyeshadow on a fluffy brush like this and kind of use that to sweep off the powder we've already applied, but also add some warmth back into the face and also some life. And use that to blend into the contour as well. You want everything to look very, very seamless. Like you can clearly tell a difference between this side and this side. I did mess up earlier and I put too dark of a green here, so I'm gonna go and try and fix it. Just gonna reblend a little bit. Okay, we're getting semi-fixed. I think I'm gonna darken the contour a little bit, just on the outskirts of the face. I think the most time-consuming part of this whole look isn't even the fact that like you're painting yourself green, it's the fact that there's just so much blending and shading involved. All right, we're going back to baking the forehead with the yellow powder. So yeah, that's brightening up things very, very nicely. Looking very froggy at this moment, ribbit, ribbit. You know what, I think I'm also going to do this. I'm gonna bake right here, and then I'm also gonna knock that off with the yellow powder afterwards. Look at the difference. Like, she snatched. You know, if she showed up like this to the Oz Does Ballroom, maybe she wouldn't have gotten laughed at. Again, we're looking a little gray, a little lifeless down here, so I'm gonna add some of that warmth back that we have in the center of the face with more of this yellow shadow. Also, this palette is from Ace Beauté. It's the Slice of Paradise palette. I've had this for a few years. I'm not sure if they have this anymore. I know they do have other palettes and those are amazing as well. Ace Beauté shadows are insanely pigmented before and after. And don't get me wrong, the Bobbi Brown powder that I used to set this initially with is a great yellow powder, but when it's contrasted with the green, it doesn't look as yellow. So we gotta use like a bright dandelion yellow for this look. And don't be afraid to pack that powder on, because I'm assuming that if you're watching this tutorial, it's either you really love me, thank you so much, or it's because you are wanting to do this look for yourself for Halloween or for a theme party or something, which means this stuff has to stay locked and loaded. You need it to stay put. So the more powder you put on, especially if you're oily, the better it's going to stay put. And I feel like a lot of the times with makeup looks like this that are more intricate, that are full face, that are colorful, it really is a trust the process moment. Like, earlier when I messed up with the forehead, I was like, may have to scrap this, but I think it worked out in the end because look at that. All right, now in my opinion, it's time for the even more fun parts. It's time to do the eyeshadow and add all of the little highlights and embellishments that's really going to give this even more dimension. Let's start with the eyelids. You'll remember we put this cream base on the eyelids as well, so I'm just kind of tapping out any creasing we got going on because we have not set this yet. I'm going to set this very lightly with that yellow powder so we have an even base to work with. Now I'm going to do some slight nose contour because the center of the face just looks kind of flat. I'm taking that green shadow that we have been using and I'm using a very flat, fluffy brush, and I'm starting near the front of the brow and just kind of like doing windshield wiper motions. And don't be afraid to like blend into the brow as well. I feel like that gives it a very natural look. Before, after, there's kind of like that natural curvature that appears right there anyway, so you're just kind of mimicking the shadows and what would actually happen in real life, but we're just kind of enhancing it again. And I'm not going to dip back into the shadow, but I'm going to take the remainder of what's on the brush and kind of just stamp that along the sides of my nose very, very, very lightly. And you can kind of like flick out so the sides aren't as harsh. But this is without the nose contour and this is with the nose contour. And if this intimidates you, you can totally skip this step. I am just really extra. Okay, now I'm gonna take a fluffy eyeshadow brush. This one is actually still stained from the last time that I did this makeup look, but same green shadow. And now I'm just kind of blending this into the crease. Again, you can totally skip this if you want to. I'm just extra once again. And you can kind of connect that to what we laid down like in the front of the brow. And we're just kind of like swooping it out like that. You can also use this shadow to kind of like blend into what we have up here. So at this point you can make it as dramatic as you want. You can do a little bit of a deeper green, you can even build it up to a black, and we're just sweeping it underneath the eye as well. Okay, so at this point you can choose to stop with the blending right here, or you can deepen it. I like to deepen it because I like it to be more dramatique. And with deepening it, I'm just gonna keep on adding shadows that just progress a little bit darker into the outer portion of my eye and also underneath here as well on the outer V. And I used these two shadows. So I used this one first to build it up, and then I added a little bit of this one, and I'm going to add a little bit of black as well. Just a very, very light tap. But you can see the slightest difference, but it makes all the difference, if you get what I'm saying. She's starting to become yassified. To elevate this a tad bit more, I am going to use the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide on pencil in my waterline. Again, tiny difference right here. This one has it filled in, and then this one doesn't. You can kind of see like a line of flesh color because your waterline is flesh colored, but we're just kind of creating the illusion that we are fully green. And I'm gonna smudge that out with this tiny pencil brush to make sure there's no like uneven lines or anything that's not blended out. This is technically also like yassified Grinch. Okay, so this is fitting for the holiday season because if you want to dress up as the Grinch, you can just do this. Now it's time for the fun part. We are going to add some sparkle. This is the Danessa Myricks Lightwork 6 palette, and it is truly so good. Okay, so I can't remember which shade did I use? Okay, I definitely used this green, and we're gonna put this on our eyelids. It's kind of hard to see the shift on camera, but these are just like the most amazing duochrome shadows. Just, oh my god. Like butter. Straight up butter. Just look at how much that brightened and opened up the eye. And we're gonna bring that into the inner corners as well. All right, now we're gonna add some highlights on the cheekbones and the upper brow bone. And I think I'm gonna use this one right here. It looks kind of yellow in the pan, but I'm gonna show you guys a swatch of it. It has this really beautiful green reflect to it. It's giving 2016. It's giving 2016 in the best way possible. Although I actually think I used the green on my eyes to do the highlight, so I'm gonna add a little bit of that as well. Oh yeah. Yeah. Am I overdoing it? Probably, but you know what? Go big or go home, you know? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Elikanamanamanatumatu melikanamen. You know? And of course we're gonna do a little nose bridge here and like a little pop at the tip and just slightly on the chin, slightly on the upper lip as well. We're taking this all the way back to 2016. I'm living for it. I'm living for it. Okay, that did have a lot of fallout on my shirt though, so be warned. Okay, we still have to do lashes, so I'm gonna pop those on. I'm actually gonna go eat breakfast right now because I haven't eaten anything all day. It is 11:40, so I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Bagel has been ingested. The lashes are on. In case anyone is curious, I use the Kiss New Natural wispy style. No, high bun style. So they look like these. I was like, yeah, I don't want to cover up the eye makeup a little bit too much. So these were perfect because they're like a little bit gappy, but they're tapered, so they're longer at the ends. We are gonna do the lip. I originally did a black lip and I thought it looked really nice, albeit she does have a green lip in the movie, but I just really love the contrast of a black lip. So I'm gonna line my lips using the same eyeliner that I was using before. I just really like the contrast of black because we have a lot of darkness up here, so I like to have the darkness on the lower portion of my face as well. And I'm gonna use the Milani matte liquid lipstick. This one is the leather shade and she is pigmented, as you can tell. One swipe wonder. And she smells like cake. I might add just like a little bit of sparkle on the black lip as well. Oh yeah, that is the move. That is the move. At first I thought it might have been too much, and now I'm thinking it is just enough. I'm only doing it in the center of my lips. Gonna refine it a little bit more so it looks like it's more concentrated. And there you motherfucking have it, yassified elphaba. Let me put on the rest of my costume. This is the completed look. I am wearing gloves this time because I cannot be bothered to paint my hands green and I don't want to get everywhere again. Isn't she so freaking cute? I'm gonna go film some more videos now for Instagram and TikTok. Let me know if this tutorial was helpful in any way. All the products are linked in the description down below. I hope you enjoy whatever occasion you are doing this makeup for. And with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, all that good, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!